The muggy air of the Bronx hung heavy, a silent promise of rain that never fell. Jamal, a 16-year-old black kid, leaned against a lamppost, absorbed in his phone. His cap was worn backward, a school backpack slung over one shoulder. A typical afternoon scene. Two patrol officers, cruising slowly, spotted him. Their eyes, though hidden behind shades, seemed to lock on him. No questions, no warnings. Just a slow, deliberate U-turn and an immediate, chilling command. "Hey, kid, lean against the pole." Jamal complied, confusion clouding his face. "Got drugs on you?" An officer barked, already stepping close, invading his personal space. His backpack, open on command, revealed only textbooks, a pencil case, a half-eaten sandwich, and a water bottle. Yet, the younger officer, a sneer twisting his lips, drawled, "You trying to mess with us, huh?" Acting all innocent. Without another word, the sickening crackle of a taser ripped through the quiet street. Jamal screamed, a raw, involuntary sound, as his body seized, crumpling to the ground. The officer stood over him, unmoving. "Get up, punk!" One scoffed, a boot nudging his side. But Jamal couldn't. His muscles locked, his mind reeling from the shock, the pain, the profound humiliation. Neighbors, drawn by the commotion, emerged from their homes. Their faces, etched with horror, turned towards the scene. "He's just a kid," someone yelled. "He didn't do anything," another cried. A few dared to film from a distance, but a collective fear kept them from intervening, a silent understanding of the invisible line between witness and target. Then, a black SUV, sleek and out of place, screeched to a halt around the corner. Its door opened before it fully stopped. A woman emerged, her hair pulled back tightly, her face taut with a quiet fury. Her presence was magnetic, commanding attention. She moved with purpose, eyes like daggers. She knelt beside Jamal, took his trembling hand, and murmured something only he could hear. His eyes fluttered open, a flicker of recognition passing through the pain. He knew that voice. She then rose, her gaze cutting through the officers with surgical precision. "Which one of you," she asked, her voice calm but steel, "used the taser on my son?" The officers froze, their bravado crumbling. "Standard procedure, ma'am." He seemed suspicious, one stammered. She didn't flinch. Suspicious for standing still? For breathing? For being black? Then, with a practiced motion, she pulled out her ID. The badge gleamed with golden letters. Internal Affairs Oversight, NYPD. More than that, she was Jamal's mother, Angela. The air left the officer's lungs. Jamal, though only 16, carried the weight of a world that judged him by his skin. He was a bright student, a quiet observer, whose intelligence shone brightest in his thoughtful silences. He lived with Angela in an old, vibrant apartment complex in the Bronx. Their life had been a partnership since his father left. Angela, despite her high-ranking position in internal affairs, lived a life grounded in humility and truth. She'd always instilled in Jamal a powerful, often repeated truth. You are worth more than they try to make you believe. Never bow your head to ignorance. If they ever touch you because of your race, my answer will come through the law. Jamal had learned to be still, to obey, to show no defiance, knowing any wrong move could turn him into a statistic. That's why he froze, why he tried a small, uncertain smile, why he calmly opened his backpack. He knew the insidious price of disobedience for a black boy in America. That morning, before school, Angela had given him the usual parting words. "The street isn't nobody's land, okay? Go straight, no stopping." Jamal had given his typical teenage, "Okay, Mom," oblivious to the storm brewing. His ritual of stopping by the corner store after his prep class was a mundane part of his day, until it wasn't. Mr. Kim, the elderly Korean store owner who knew everyone by name, and Mrs. Rodriguez, a fiery community advocate from apartment 3B, were among the first to witness the injustice. When the officers handcuffed Jamal, who could barely stand, and forced him into the patrol car, the street erupted in shouts. "Cowardice! This is abuse." Videos of the incident spread like wildfire through the neighborhood WhatsApp groups, tagged with urgent pleas. "Angela's son. Tase for nothing. Angela, in a high-stakes meeting at Internal Affairs, felt her phone vibrate incessantly. Missed calls, urgent messages, the precinct name, 44th Precinct, Bronx. She left without explanation, her ID already in hand, the institutional radio crackling as she requested the names of the arresting officers. At the precinct, her arrival silenced the room. No one expected this seemingly ordinary neighborhood woman to arrive with such cold authority. She walked directly to the holding room, found Jamal, his eyes red, wrists still cuffed. "Are you okay?" she asked, her voice thick with emotion, as she removed the cuffs herself. "I am a senior authority overseeing police conduct. My son will be released now, and those responsible for this assault will be identified immediately." The younger officer tried to justify their actions, but she cut him off with a sharp gesture. Suspicious of what? For standing still? For being black? For having a notebook in his backpack and wearing sneakers? Then came the chilling question from a superior who had appeared nervously. "And if he wasn't my son, would that make it okay?" Angela's response was immediate and firm. "Because for me, it's not about who he is, it's about what they did. And I will go to the end for any black child who is treated like this." She demanded formal reports, taser usage logs, the officers' names, and access to the patrol car's internal footage. She recorded a video on her phone, raw and unfiltered, for immediate posting. "Today my son was handcuffed and assaulted for being black and standing still. Not for an action, not for a crime, but for his profile. And this will not go unnoticed." It quickly went viral. The community rallied. Mrs. Rodriguez, Mr. Kim, and Jamal's classmates appeared outside the precinct, holding improvised signs, their silent presence a powerful declaration. He's not alone. Local news arrived, broadcasting live. The story landed on national portals, and influential journalists began circulating it, their platforms amplifying Angela's message. Jamal watched, still hurting, but a new understanding dawned. He saw his friends, his mom, his community fighting for him. A little black boy, maybe 8 years old, approached him in the precinct, offering a chocolate bar. "For you to feel better," Jamal cried then, not from fear, but from a profound sense of belonging. Angela insisted on publicizing every testimony, every video. "This isn't vengeance. It's justice and transparency," she declared. The two officers were called for formal questioning, their versions crumbling against the undeniable video evidence. The unit commander expressed regret, to which Angela coolly replied, "Regret is not enough. I want action." Despite the evidence, the system tried its oldest trick, classifying Jamal as a perpetrator, citing his resistance and gestural attitude as justification. For a moment, Angela wavered, realizing the depth of the ingrained bias. But Jamal, taking her hand, spoke with a newfound strength. "Mom, I don't want to run, but I don't want to accept this either." His words reignited her resolve. "Then we will fight, even if I have to bring them down one by one." Leaving the precinct at 2 a.m., exhausted but not broken, they saw a silent, steadfast group still waiting. Angela nodded her thanks. Jamal looked at each face, feeling a pain that didn't paralyze, but transformed. The next morning, Angela faced her superiors. The video had garnered millions of views. She presented the NYPD's ethical code, the medical report of Jamal's injuries, and the irrefutable video of the assault. "Either this institution shows it still has the courage to clean itself up," she stated, her voice resonating through the tense meeting room, "or it sinks completely into the very hole it claims to fight." The police chief, swayed by the undeniable truth and mounting public pressure, opened an immediate inquiry. With Angela participating in the oversight committee, she emerged to face the press, her badge prominently displayed. "I am here as a mother and as a public servant," she declared, her voice firm. "My son was assaulted by unprepared officers, and it's recorded. I trust that the institution can correct its mistakes, but if it doesn't, I will report every single one of them. Because it's not the uniform that makes justice. It's the courage to face it, even when it hurts." Her speech went viral instantly. Jamal's law, requiring active cameras in all patrol cars statewide, was quickly introduced in the state assembly, gaining bipartisan support. Jamal's image became a national symbol of protest and resilience. Other young black people from across the country shared their own harrowing stories, using the powerful phrase, "I am Jamal too." Angela began speaking at national seminars, repeating a mantra, "I didn't come here for recognition. I came here because you cannot forget what they did to Jamal and to so many others." The two officers involved were swiftly disciplined. One lost his job, the other was demoted and transferred to a desk job. The police department, for the first time in a long time, issued a public statement acknowledging systemic failures and committing to reform. The system, slowly, grudgingly, began to acknowledge the word of a black boy. Back on their porch weeks later, the air still muggy but tinged with the freshness of new growth, Jamal looked at Angela. "Mom, all this happened because of a shock that was supposed to silence me. But in the end, it was what made us speak louder, right?" Angela looked at him, tears welling in her eyes. "The shock hurt, but it didn't erase who you are. And now the world knows. And more than that, it respects." Jamal offered a faint, genuine smile. "Do you think it was worth it?" Angela nodded, a quiet strength in her gaze. "It was worth it because you're alive. It was worth it because you didn't bow your head. It was worth it because we didn't let them tell the story their way." Their fight had not just been for Jamal, but for every unrecorded injustice, every unheard voice. It was a fight for dignity and a testament to the unwavering power of a mother's love. Their porch, once just a quiet corner in the Bronx, had become a starting point for a conversation that echoed across the nation, ensuring that for Jamal and for countless others, the promise of rain would no longer be silent.